get them their sword. Pretty nice looking swords, honestly. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I got him! Oh my gosh, I got him! Oh.
Good morning, folks, and happy Saturday. We are running late this morning. JB miscalculated how long it would take us to get to the venue. So she woke me up at the time that we were supposed to be leaving to get to the venue. So I guess just fingers crossed there's no traffic. We make it there nice and smoothly. Because I would just hate to be late. Have some kids standing out on the center of the mat. Where's Coach at? Where's Coach at? So, let's hope like heck that we can get there so that we can corner them, lead them to a victory, and then get back home in enough time to give me some sleep. Because let me tell you, folks, I could have slept until tomorrow. That's 2 hours of sleep. It's only going to take me so far. Well, good news. We made it in time to warm them up, give them a little pep talk, and then send their butts out on the mat to go catch some freaking dubs. Let's get in here, folks. Thank the Lord for freaking caffeine, because if it wasn't for it, I don't think we'd be able to do this. An amazing day of competing for the team. Goodness gracious, every one of them went out there and put in the work. But JB read the medals wrong, I guess you could say. The rewards that you get from it, winning. And 2 of the kids only signed up so that they could get a samurai sword, a katana. Well, that was only going to the 15 and 16-year-olds. So, JB and I took upon ourselves to go ahead and get them some swords so that, you know, we weren't retracting our word. You're still getting a sword. As long as you go out there, you work hard, you give it everything you got, you'll get a sword. Let's put it that way. So, we are headed out to the car to, well, beat them out to the parking lot so that we can get them their sword. And then we'll explain how the day really went. Because in my freaking happy coaching moment, let me tell you, folks, let me freaking tell you. But let's rush to the car so that we can get these swords ready to give to them. Alrighty, folks, we have made it to the car to get them their sword. Pretty nice looking swords, honestly. I'm kind of jealous. I wish my coach would have done this for me as a kid. But let's unbox these 2 jokers and let's get it over to them. Alrighty, folks, we have passed on the swords to our little warriors. Goodness gracious, today was a great day of competing and a great first outing for BillyGoat's grapple. There was a few times where I'm teared up a little bit. These kids were working hard. So, out of, I guess, respect for the kids and respect for their parents, obviously I'm not going to post their matches here, but our first student, he went out there. He's competed before. He's one of my older students. He's someone who followed me from my last gym to this gym, whose passion for jiu-jitsu has driven his big sister into wanting to compete. She competed today as well, but let's start with him. First match, he was doing everything right. He got his takedown. He was doing everything he needed to do. One simple mistake, and now the guy was on top. There was multiple times where If he would have tapped, I would have been okay with it. I wouldn't have been too upset. But he fought his way out of a rear naked. From fighting his way out of a rear naked, the guy pulls an arm bar. And I look at the ref. I'm like, hey, ref, do not stop that. He's coming out. Boom, pops the elbow out of the hip line. Postures up, stacks the guy, ends up sliding into a triangle. That triangle was tight, and he did everything he could to get out of it. The last 2 seconds, pops his head out. He ends up losing by points. That's fine. The kid ended up winning the tournament. So, I'm not too upset. This kid's only been doing jiu-jitsu for like a year. The other kid was a seasoned competitor. This is only the kid's second tournament. I was like, hey, dude, we got to have short-term memory here. You got to forget about what just happened. I was like, everything you did there was very, very, very good. I mean, you showed the heart that most people would not be willing to show. You fought out of every position you could fight out of, and you did amazing. And then his sister looked at him like, Dory, take all the good and forget all the bad. And he definitely had a Dory memory right there, because the next 2 matches, he went out there and smoshed the guys, like literally stomped them, smashed them, literally 30 seconds, standing freaking, he had gotten the takedown, the kid went to go stand back up, he snatched up a rear naked, the grip just wasn't quite right, and I screamed out, adjust your grip. He adjusted his grip, slid the arm behind his head, straightened his spine up, and lifted the kid up off the mat, and then the kid began choking and tapped. Then second match, he's doing amazing. He shot in for a takedown. The kid sprawled, he came back out the front, snapped him down, he was in a front head. I was like, snap him, snap him, snap him. And he looked at me, he snatched up a guillotine and he sat down with it. I was like, okay, just make sure you get your guard and crunch. And he's like sitting there, can't figure out why he can't finish it. He's extending his body. I screamed, crunch, 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 crunch. And he crunched it in, and the guy started like slapping to try to tap. Ends up working his way all the way back to a bronze medal. I mean, goodness gracious, did he have a warrior spirit. Like, so proud of him. You'll have no idea. Then, his sister goes and competes. Now, this is the one who'll go, whoa, that's impressive. She went up against 2 girls. I mean, a girl and a guy, because there was no one in her bracket, so she went up an age group and hopped into the co-ed bracket, which she was not comfortable of doing, but she went ahead and did it. Now, let me preface, this girl has a month of jiu-jitsu. 1 month. 1 month. She freaking gets the takedown. She is ragdolling this guy. Literally ragdolling him. She ends up going for an arm bar that just wasn't quite there. The guy pops out and hops on her back and rear nakeds her. She ends up tapping. That's fine. It is what it is. Mistakes happen. Little mistakes end up big mistakes in the sport. But let me tell you, she was literally crushing this guy. She had like 3 takedowns in the first minute of the match. Then her second match comes. She had maybe 30 seconds to a minute to catch her grips. The next girl she's going against is definitely a seasoned competitor. The girl comes out there, she pulls guard. Then she pulls guard again. Then she pulls guard again. And she ends up in a triangle from guard. After battling off a triangle, she battled off a omoplata, and she turned back into a triangle. Well, I mean, she didn't tap, and that triangle, that girl was squeezing the heck out of her head. She wasn't tapping them. She refused to. She showed the heart of a freaking fighter, a heart of a lion. Just today was a great first showing for BillyGoat's grappling, and all I can say is I'm proud. I was totally not going to give them those swords unless they got first place. That was my plan 100%, but the way those two fought, they deserved it. Every little bit of it. And then shout out to the team the kids who weren't even competing. and they came out to support their team. That's what a team is. We win together, we lose together, we train together, we compete together. If your team is out there competing and you're available, you should be there to support them. If you're not competing, if you have nothing else to do, be there to support your team. It goes a long, long, long ways. And man, we have a great group of kids, and it warms my heart to see what we're building here. Really warms my heart. It was a great showing for BillyGoat's grappling. I am okay with my 1.5 hours of sleep that we got, considering they showed such a great performance. Coaches all over the place were like, never heard of y'all's program, but you got a really great program. Never heard of your program, but your program is amazing. Man, did you start your own program, bro? Yeah. Coach is coming up to my kids. You got a great coach under you. You make sure that you listen to him. Coach is coming up to me. You have an amazing kid. He's going to go far in the sport. I mean, just all around compliments from everywhere, from officials to other competitors to other coaches. That just thank you, jiu-jitsu community. That's all I can say. Thank you for welcoming BillyGoat's grappling and being so kind to my kids. I could literally tear up. I'm on the verge of crying, but we're not going to. But folks, we haven't gotten any sleep, so let's go grab. And we haven't gotten any breakfast either. We haven't eaten, and it's 1 o'clock. We're running on no sleep, no food, and a ghost. So I guess let's hit the road. Let's go find something to eat, and then get our butts home so that we can get a little nap in before going to keep the club safer tonight than it was last night. Alrighty, we have made it somewhere to grab a bite to eat. Let's run in here and grab some food. But before we do, one last shout out to my kids. I forgot to mention this. The girl who held my girl in a freaking triangle, yanking her head off. By the end of the match, the one whose soul was taken was the other girl. She hopped up and she was just bawling her freaking eyes out. And then there's my girl, who's ice cold, ice freaking cold. So proud of them, so freaking proud of them. Y'all have no idea. But we have made somewhere to eat at 1:30. Let's get in here, get a bite, and get home as quickly as we can. I'll probably hop in the passenger seat and take me a nap on the way home. Lunch, breakfast, whatever the heck you want to call it, our first meal of the day was great. But now we've got to hit the road and try to get home as quickly as we can so that we can get a little bit of a nap in. It looks like we're going to get about a 3-hour nap in if we get home and literally go to sleep as soon as we get home, which we know that's not going to happen. So looks like we'll sleep tomorrow. Alrighty, folks, we have made it home with just enough time for us to go inside and, well, take us a little bit of a nap before we got to get back up and head right back out the door to go keep the club safer tonight than it was last night, folks. But let me tell you, folks, I am still so freaking just ecstatic with our kids. I mean, one literally has only done jiu-jitsu for like a month. And she built up the courage to go out there and do something that most people would never be willing to do. And it's not like she did a bad job. She out-wrestled one of her opponents and then sent another one home freaking crying. And then her other guy freaking instilling a passion for jiu-jitsu into his sister, causing her to want to compete. And then he goes out there and, well, shows heart, shows toughness, and then subs 2 guys back to back with like 30 seconds in the match. It's like, goodness, these kids have made me proud today. I am more than happy to have had to get up with 0 sleep and go and coach them. Like, just so proud of them. So proud of them. But, folks, we've got to go get us some sleep. So, I guess I will catch y'all here in just a bit. Well, our nap wasn't freaking shit. We were still too hyped up about how good our kids performed today to be able to fall asleep. But we did get a little bit of a nap in, and we got another energy drink, so we should be good. We are definitely running behind, so let's hope we aren't too terribly late. And let's go head to the club to go keep this place safer today than it was yesterday. Alrighty, folks, we weren't too terribly late. 2 minutes late, that's not too bad. We are here in enough time to keep this place safer tonight than it was last night. Let's just hope that the AC is on and it is not nearly as freaking dead, because last night was freaking boring and hot and miserable. But I guess fingers crossed that it is more uppity and not freaking sauna hot. Well, shit, folks, where do we even freaking begin with tonight? I wouldn't say it was like a super busy night. It definitely wasn't as laid back as last night, but it wasn't like the most hectic night ever. But it was quite interesting. The minute I get there, like literally the minute I walk in, I laid down my energy drink. I just cracked it open. I took a sip of it. And here comes a dancer, performer, comes running across the freaking floor. He whipped out his man genitalia. Well, that's not what she said, but he whipped out his, you pick and flip out P for a D. He whipped that out. And I was like, okay, well, let me go talk to him. Let me see what's going on. Well, come to find out, this is an Atlanta Police Department, Atlanta PD. And I was like, hey, bro, you can't be doing that. And he's like, I didn't do anything, but she just slapped me across the freaking face. I was like, well, did you show her your pee-pee without permission? He was like, no, I didn't do that shit. But here's her effing money. Tell her to go on with her day. So he pays her. He leaves. She's still there. She was pretty calm the rest of the night. And the rest of the night was pretty, I guess you could call it laid back is the best way to put it. I mean, we watched UFC fights, but it was constant just running around. The whole entire street's power was out, so we were the only club on the block, on the street, that had power, because we're the only ones that have a generator. So we were getting all kinds of people in there, like the strangest characters in there today. So I wouldn't say it was super, super, super exciting of a night, but it was interesting. And then we got to watch UFC fights, since, you know, we had nothing else to do, and it was a laid-back kind of day. I mean, like I said, it wasn't as laid-back as yesterday, but it was laid-back. So we went to watch UFC fights, and those were some great freaking fights. From the first fight all the way to the main event, those were good fights. Kayla Harris, freaking becoming UFC champ, calling out Nunes. I am so excited to see Nunes back in the cage. That one kind of upset me once she said goodbye, but she's back, and I think that is the matchup, probably one of the biggest fights in female history, probably one of the biggest fights in UFC history. And then, of course, Merab freaking figuring out the puzzle of Sean O'Malley this time. Not just freaking outpacing him, but truly figuring him out and finishing him. I mean, that was a beautiful performance by Merab. But then, right when we thought everything was winding down for the night, we thought the night was over, the house mom calls. She's like, security, I need security, I need security. So I didn't have a walkie-talkie. Here comes my partner sprinting through the building. He's got a smile on his face. Hey, bro, house mom needs security. House mom needs security. So we both hop up and run back there. Come to find out, it was a freaking roach. It was a roach. She needed security for a roach. The most excitement we got for the night was fighting off Now, this roach was not no like itty. It was a giant ass roach. It was not a small roach. It was a pretty giant roach. But needless to say, we took care of the roach. And then we ended up closing up early today because, like we said, there was no power. So we weren't going to blow up the freaking generator by continuously running it. So, yet another night of just kind of chillaxing, being an adult babysitter, doing what we want to do, hanging out, vibing with the club participants. Didn't really do much of anything. No real exciting stories other than battling a roach. And Atlanta PD flashing their wee-wee. That's about it. That is about it. That was my night. But folks, I guess let's get home. JB said there's a update to Fortnite, so you know what we're gonna do. We got nothing to do tomorrow. Coach didn't say we have practice or anything. Granted, I wasn't at practice today, but we didn't get a message or anything saying that we had practice. So we're going to spend tomorrow kind of just chillaxing, resting up. We may go hit. It's been freaking blistering hot out, so we may go and go find us a body of water to climb into. But if we don't, we're gonna pretty much spend the whole day resting and playing games. The normal Sunday routine when we have nothing else to do. So I guess let's get our butts home, hop on the games, catch a few doves, say what's up to you guys, maybe get a different crowd in there since it is so late tonight, and call it a freaking night. It was a long day, one that we were not, we really didn't think we would make it through tonight. We were like, dang, we were running off of 4 hours of sleep for the past 72 hours. No way in hell we make it, but we made it. And we made it a damn good day. Getting our kids dubs, watching them succeed and excel in their passion of jiu-jitsu. Getting to see the courage of one of our students. I mean, the list freaking goes on. But, folks, I'm pretty tired. So, I'm going to focus on this drive, and I will catch y'all when I get home. Well, shit, we have finally made it home. Whew, like I was saying, folks, today was a long day, but it was a pretty good day. To see the smile on those kids' faces when they won their matches or they performed well in their matches. I want to give it up for anything else, folks. To see the growth and the progression in their skills, in their mental state, in their physical, I mean, just the list goes on, just the progression. And, you know, you do this because you want to see progression in people, and that's what we saw, folks. We saw progression in them, and that's what made me happy. And the courage, like I said, one of them has only been training for maybe a month. And she went out there and freaking gave it her all. And shout out to her freaking brother for being such a good little brother that he instilled a passion into his big sister. Like, it's not even his little sister, it's his big sister. Like, you just don't hear that happening very often. And I'm just so proud of all my students. And then not to mention the teammates that showed up, because that's how teamwork works. We win together, we lose together, we train together, we compete together. If you're not competing, you should be there to support your team, and my kids did that. Today was a great day. To know that what we're building is something great makes your heart warm. That you're able to give back to the community. Let people feel like they have a home to come to, a community to share with. It's nice. And I built it myself. I mean, of course, I couldn't do it without all of my students and the parents who get our students to us. But man, I'm just it's something that you can just sit back and just smile. I did that. Me. I built that. And that's beautiful. But folks, on our way home, we tried to call JB. She didn't answer. She had been answering all night long, back and forth, but I think she has finally freaking tapped out. So we may have to call it a night and play some games tomorrow. But it is what it is. It's no big deal. It means we'll just play all day tomorrow instead of for an hour or two. We'll play all freaking day. So, I guess, let's take our butts inside and let's call it a night. And if we get on, we get on. If we don't, we don't. You know dang it well, we'll be there tomorrow, virtually, all night long. So, until then, folks, good night, and BillyGoat loves you.